Welcome on in to today's college football pick video play for August 31st, 2018. In this video, talking about this matchup here between San Diego State and Stanford. There's a number of matchups on the board here, and we actually have a decent amount of confidence in a number of the games. So if you want our picks against the spread for Syracuse versus Western Michigan, Michigan State, Utah State, as well as Army versus Duke, you can access all of those plays, as well as, of course, all of our Week 1 picks over at our main website, stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. But heading into this one, our pick video play, talking about this really intriguing matchup here between Mountain West Conference teams, San Diego State and Pac-12 opponent here for them, Stanford. And San Diego State almost feels like a Pac-12 level football program out west. They, year in and year out, have typically quite a bit of success over there in the Mountain West Conference. And during the non-conference slate, they are always a thorn in the side of whichever Pac-12 team that they end up going against. So San Diego State going to try to do the same thing here to Stanford in what should be a pretty interesting matchup, given the fact that both of these teams have coaches that typically go to a more traditional style of football, leaning on your defense, leaning on your ground game, limiting the number of possessions, grinding out the clock. And as a result, this is probably going to be a lower scoring affair. That's always a tricky situation if you want to side with a favorite. In this sense, that'd be Stanford giving 2 touchdowns. When points come at a premium, it's just tougher to cover a larger spread. So we'll see how that particular scenario plays out. But again, we're going to be focusing on the total number here in this one, which is set at about 48.5 points right now. San Diego State coming into the year expected to be a top performer within the Mountain West Conference, trying to compete for that conference title. And they have the pieces to certainly do that. They have a veteran at the quarterback position, and then also defensively, it looks like they have the pieces to be a formidable opponent within their conference again this season. And then on the flip side with Stanford, they have Heisman hopeful Bryce Love. And if Love's able to put together a really strong performance here in the opener against a respectable defensive opponent, that would get his Heisman candidacy off to a great start. But easier said than done. But a guy that's as talented as what we've seen from Bryce Love, you don't put anything past the potential of that young man. So Stanford, again, they look like they're going to be a contender over in the Pac-12 North this season. And they're, again, built on the strength of their defense as well as what's going to be a really potent ground attack. But just with how the dynamics of this one is likely to play out, lower number of total plays, lower number of total possessions, grinding things out through the ground game, letting that clock run. I see the under here as a pretty solid value bet. Last week, our top confidence play was the under in Wyoming versus New Mexico State. That one hit rather easily, and the reason we liked the under in that one is because Wyoming, again, brings in that more traditional style of football, leaning on your defense and your ground game, and that really allowed the clock to run quite a bit there in that particular matchup as the under hit relatively easily. We see potentially a similar type of situation in this one between the Aztecs and the Cardinal. So again, guys, siding with the under 48.5 points as the better value play. If you want our daily free play as well as all of our college football picks for this week's action, again, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you guys back here for tomorrow's video.